Hello everyone, welcome to AduTrade. Today we're going to be seeing the Nifty and Bank Nifty levels for Monday, 21st March. I have the 15-minute Bank Nifty chart open. Thursday we had a pretty sideways move. I was expecting a pretty trending move after two consolidated sideways move because it was a 3-day holiday. So was hoping a lot of people would square off their position and get a trending move, but we didn't. There was huge put writing at 36,400 which prevented the market to fall, and huge call writing at 36,500 for Thursday. So that's the reason we remained in this 15-minute range. See, whenever the market fails to break out of this 15-minute range in a proper way, we end up being sideways. Same thing happened on Thursday, and the same thing happened even the previous day, where on Wednesday, where we failed to break out of this 15-minute range. And just see, the first 15-minute candle itself was never taken out on the daily basis. Now, before we see the levels for tomorrow, let's just see the US market and the global market have closed in positive on Friday, and this again has put our SGX Nifty at about 200 points plus. So not sure how this will be on Monday morning, because we still have the entire weekend. If any news comes up, maybe it will change, but as of now we are looking at a gap up of 200 points. So another gap up, this is the Bank Nifty chart, right? So another gap up will definitely put us somewhere in this region, 36,800 or even probably 37,000. See, before we see the levels, the upper levels, why I have marked this, I'll just shift to an 1-hour chart to explain the markings. See, we are here, right? Thursday we made this high, we have taken resistance here. Say if this is a big gap that needs to be filled, this entire portion, I'm going to mark the entire gap now. This is that big gap down that we had, and this itself is around from 37,300 until 36,700. So in case we end up getting a huge gap up, right, within this gap there are certain places where we can take some resistance. One is here, 37,000. The other one is, say we gap up close to 37,000 and we go all the way until this gap area around 37,300. We'll have to be careful here. Most likely the price can take a reversal over here. The first reaction point is this 37,000, exactly it is 37,088. Then the next reaction point is 37,320, and if we get a pretty flat opening, say about 100-200 points, then the first reaction point is here itself, that is 36,822. So these are the points, if we get a gap up, I'll be looking forward to. And I'll also just mark this gap. See, if the market needs to correct a little bit after getting this nice up move from past few days, right, most likely the market might fill this gap and then give us a small correction. See, we have had a nice up move from 32,000 and now we are on 36,000. So most likely if we get a correction, we might get it at this gap boundary. We might touch this gap boundary also and reverse, or we might even go fill the entire gap and then have a small correction. And in case we say get a very flat opening gap up, see we have closed at 36,400. Say we get a gap up, a small gap up, there is even possibility of taking resistance right at this point, that is 36,600 and even 36,700 this point, because this is the gap boundary. The gap boundary will act as a very good resistance or a support point. So even here we could take resistance. We'll have to watch out for that. And in case we get a gap down for some reason, right, and start going down, a good shot is only below 36,260, because we have this entire gap. If not the full gap also, we can trade based on the pivot levels, but a good shot is only if we get a gap down or a flat opening and if we break 36,260 in Bank Nifty. And I'm also adding this overall. See, the star lines are CPR, monthly CPR. Now, how to get monthly CPR? You can go to this indicators and use this CPR by VDS. This is very good. It gives all the monthly, yearly, weekly CPR. What I'm using is a custom made, which is not available on but the level, it's not available on TradingView for public, but the levels you see will be the same whichever CPR you use, my CPR or other CPR. Monthly CPR will be the same. So we'll have to also keep a point of this monthly CPR level at 36,800 and 37,200. See, on Thursday we have taken resistance at the first bottom CPR, that is around 36,500. So we'll have to see if this holds, or we might go even until 36,800 and get a dip. So these monthly CPR pivots is also something to watch out for. So that's it. These are the levels that I'll be working with in Bank Nifty. Let's see if we can get a. We have had nice 2 days of gap up, but the intraday moves have been pretty consolidating. Expecting a pretty trending move tomorrow, either on the upside or downside. We'll have to wait and see how the price action plays out. But these are the levels marked I'll be using. Now, looking at the open interest, there's nothing so very interesting. Some resistance and support. Some resistance is coming in at 37,500. This is probably also could be because of the expiry, right? So, and a significant resistance is at 37,700, and a good support is, as of now, it is at 36,000. Now let's just see the Nifty levels. Nifty was more better to trade on Thursday. It gives a nice move from 17,170 until 17,334. I'm just going to shift to a 1 hour chart of Nifty. See, even on Thursday when we took resistance, we exactly took resistance at where the previously we had taken resistance, right? So before we see other levels in Nifty, I just want to announce one thing, that we have launched a new group in our Cosmofeed, that is Learn Technical Analysis AD, where this is the course content. We have covered all this topic in detail, and these are all the videos that will be there in this group where you can learn. And to get details on how to access this group and what are the videos and how it is explained, you can watch this video on my channel, Learn Technical Analysis. And the description, in this video description, the link to join this group is there. So if anybody wants to learn from the basic to a little bit of the advanced concepts, you can subscribe to our group in Cosmofeed, and there is a video. I'll put the link of the video in this end of this video also, but this is a video that where you can get most detail, Learn Technical Analysis. And this is our group where you get all the information, and we have certain good trading setups, but it'll be inclusion of all this what we have learned from the beginning. So that's something, if somebody is interested in learning, they can go ahead and check that video. Now coming back to our Nifty chart, as we are seeing 200 point gap up in SGX Nifty. So from here, 200 point gap up will put us somewhere over here around 17,400 or so. So if we open in this area, right, get a gap up in this area, most likely we'll take a resistance here. But if this level breaks, Nifty can directly go, the next resistance is only at 17,585, and probably take resistance here, because this is a gap that needs to be filled in Nifty. So probably we can even take resistance here and then come down. So these are the levels on the upside. And a good short trade is if we end up getting a flat opening, and we might take resistance here and then come down. And a good short is if this low of 17,100 is broken. We have a huge gap here. So in case we go up, right, have a watch at this gap area, because how this gap area works I've mentioned in many videos. I'm just going to repeat it again. How this gap area works is we could take resistance at the bottom of this gap or fill this gap and take resistance at the top of this gap. So these are the points we'll have to be careful. We'll have to see how the price action works, and if there's any kind of a divergence, we'll have to see that and then take a trade. But these levels work beautifully from 17,100 to 17,340. And looking at the open interest in Nifty for 24th, see, we have a pretty good support at 17,300, some resistance at 17,400, and a very good resistance at 17,500. Now on the chart, where is 17,500 is about this gap area. So when we come here, we'll have to be careful. We can possibly take resistance at this point. So these are the levels that I have for Nifty and Bank Nifty for Monday. I'm counting on a trending move on Monday. Let's see how it goes. So if you see the monthly chart, we have made a nice pin bar, and we are almost where we opened, right? We have even gone above it. So that's it. Even on the daily chart, we are pretty much, there's nothing much we can see even on the daily chart. There's only one thing that there's no any kind of a chart pattern or something that we can see on the daily chart. The only thing that we see is this fib level. We are exactly at this 0.61. So if this breaks, the next fib level is only 17,800, which is not for Monday, but probably sometime next week. So that's it for Nifty and Bank Nifty. Hope this helps, and anybody interested, please do go and watch this video, and